Hey hydroponic people, it's been a couple years since I've been posting here, and main reason, as you can see here from my past videos, is the greenhouse is gone. Well, city somehow got wind of it, and it was like 160 square feet, and apparently in the location I live you can't have a building more than 100 square feet without permits and blah blah blah, so I had to get rid of it. And with health being the way it was, I really wasn't into it, so we let it go. We sold it, got moved out. But we're gonna get back into it, but we're gonna do things a little differently. No greenhouse. It's gonna be open, but we're gonna build the hydroponic beds, or however I decide to do it, with shade cloth over the top. What we'll probably do is we'll do rows. You see my finger? We'll do rows down this way. And I'm going to do buckets here, and probably buckets, and then pipes for lettuce. And we're going to start off with just doing what they call the Krakey bucket system, but we're going to add aeration to it, so it has it seems to grow better in my experience when the water's aerated. So that's what we're going to start doing over the next couple weeks, getting that up. It's mid-January right now. Yeah, but we're down in San Diego, so it's always time to grow here in San Diego. I haven't decided what we're going to do with those buckets yet. Water reservoirs like last time. Maybe cut them down on their sides and use them as wicking beds or aquaponic tanks for fishes. I haven't decided yet, but this video is just kind of brief intro as we get back into it. This whole side we want to make into our new garden, so we want to get rid of these eventually too, and we're going to rock all the ground up, try to get rid of all the weeds. We're going to rock the whole backyard. You know, I have water tanks from rain runoff here. We're going to probably put a few more of those out here. We're going to have a fire pit out here, but what you guys care about is what's going on over here. We're going to have the hydroponics set up again. Not gonna go balls to the wall like last time. Gonna start off slow, like I said, just with non-recirculating buckets right now, but we are gonna put air pumps to aerate each bucket, and start with there, and then maybe down the road we'll pipe it for circulating down the road, and either keep it hydro or go with aquaponics for some of the systems down the road. Probably do that for when we do the pipes like I did last time for the lettuce. That will be recirculating, because we'll have it whatever they call it, we'll have it feed the water and it'll drip down to get the roots and then recirculate. So I'll explain that more once we get it going up. We might do a couple vertical rows, because we're going to do 4x4 posts on the edges here and over here and down the middle, and then put shade cloth across the top, and shade cloth that will come down this side of it as well, because that's south where the sun's at. I don't want to blind you guys. So yeah, it does get warm here in the summers, so we want to keep it cool as much as possible. So that's our goal for this year, 2018. It's, like I said, today is the 16th of January. So this week, again, health permitting, I generally cannot work more than a half hour to hour at a time, but we're gonna get this cleared out of all the weeds, leveled out, and I'll lay some black cloth down here where I'm gonna start setting up the first row of buckets right over here. So we'll get that cloth down, and I can start rocking that area and get it set up so we can start growing tomatoes, zucchini, and yellow squash is our goal for the first row. And then the second row we're going for peppers, and I gotta check with the wife's list of what she wants. And I know we want lettuces and kale, which will grow here on this end where they'll get the most shade. So, and some spinach if we can get. We never had luck with spinach, but we'll try spinach again as well. So that's it. We'll see you next time, where hopefully I'll start showing you the setup start going up. Okay guys, I've been spending nights thinking about this, planning this, and we're not going to do the cracky buckets. We're not going to do the blah blah blah. We're going full on aquaponics. Hey, there's my shadow. Anyway, aquaponics. A little bit less everyday work once you get it going than the hydroponics, I hope. Anyway, so I took the 3 barrels I had, sliced them down the middle. These are going to be media flood and drain beds. We're going to go ahead and put another a row of media beds here, flood and drain. And then I think we're going to do a 2-tier, one here and one up here, of maybe 5 rails, the pipes that are going to do all our leafy greens. And they'll be kind of an NFT / DWC doohickey. And then I ordered some IBC totes. See, I've been cleaning up and level off. We're going to have one IBC tote here. I might move it a little bit this way. It's going to go the long way. They're 40 inches by 48 inches. So the valve's going that way. Up there. So this is going to be the fish tank. And then I want to have room in case I need to add another fish tank here. But then we're going to have our biological filter and our swirly solids filter here. And then room here in case I need to expand the sump tank. I'm digging a hole. I think I might have a guy come out this week and dig the rest for me because I kicked my ass. But whatever. So, and they're about yay high, so I just want it deep enough to get the top of the tote the lowest point, because we're going to have the barrels are going to be up waist high right here, so we can garden waist high. And these are all for the tomatoes, green peppers, zucchini, stuff like that. And we're going to have a trellis material here to kind of give it a wall between them and the tanks, and maybe a little bit of shade. We'll eventually have a shade cloth across here. Okay, back to here. So this is the sump, and then over here on the side of the house, the messy side, I have to get this cleaned up, and I might have my guy do some of this as well. We're gonna at least get that section there flattened out, and I'm gonna start off with 2 IBC totes there, but I can probably expand to at least 5 or 6 along this whole side. If I really wanted to, I could stack them as well and have 12 here, but they're going to be connected to a rain gutter, which I'll probably put a gutter here just to collect some. But let's go across here, cross country. This used to be our sidewalk. Anyway, so, but most of the rain gutter is going to be from the front of the house. We'll go around there in a second. So it will come here, and then I'll pipe to a first flush filter system here, and then it will go into the tanks. And then I'll have the tanks all tied together, and they'll feed by float switch the sump tank to keep the whole system at a constant level. And if we get enough rain, one inch rainstorm should fill up 600 gallons. And then depending on how many totes we have, I'm planning for at least 1,000 gallons. But if it looks like it's not going to cover the whole summer until the next winter's storm, then I can shut off one tank at a time and then fill it from the hose, and then let it naturally degas the chlorine, and then turn the valve back on, and I'll have the top off system. But we'll put the rain gutter up here, covering the front of the house, because the wife is tired of getting drips on her when she walks in. So that is the front of the house, and here's the totes. They showed up just a little while ago. Each tote is 275 gallons. So for the fish tank, I'm gonna just cut off the top here, and then I'm gonna frame it in wood, a nice redwood cedar fencing boards to make it look nice and not ugly back there. And then for the sump tank, same thing. I'm gonna cut off the top, and I'll probably take it off the pallet and then sink it down the hole. The other two I'm just leaving a pallet. I have a platform back here that I'm probably reuse. This used to be part of our shed. The shed used to be right here. So I'll probably stick that over there to put the rain collection on. It will hold 3. And then when I want to expand it, I'll just expand it down. But it'll give a nice firm platform. I'll put some bricks underneath to get it a certain height. And yeah, I don't know if I went over this, but we are now solar. So that will help with the whole system. Not that it draws a lot of electricity. It only draws like, somebody said like $10 a month at most. Because we're going to be running everything off one pump. And I'm going to use Venturi contraptions to pump air back into the tanks. So I shouldn't need an air pump, but we shall see. This is the other side of the yard. This is where I do all my working. We're eventually going to rock this whole yard, but and then put a fire pit out here. Well, we've been collecting rainwater for a while. You saw I don't know if you saw the red barrel out front, and then we have this one here. So we've been collecting rainwater for our house plants for a while now, and we're just going to tie everything together in one big system. So that's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to post this on the hydroponic channels. For those that normally watch me here, I do have a hydroponic channel, but I haven't done hydroponics in 3 years. So I may just keep this here on my channel here as sort of my aquaponic vlog. So if you want to follow along, I'll make a playlist for it and we'll build this together. All right, let's talk to you guys later.